Facebook this summer. Obviously, we've had some pretty specific webinars over the last few weeks. Today is a little bit more generalized. So, every week I kind of field a lot of questions from you guys and other agents, and I always kind of make note of it. And also, make no mistake, I'm constantly watching your pages and your social media presence, and I try to keep an eye on what you're doing, because sometimes I see things that are good, sometimes I see things that are bad, and I always do try to let you know. So let's kind of start off with talking about your Facebook page for your agency, and let's just kind of go through a few things to prepare for the summer. Right off the bat, and obviously next week is Memorial Day weekend, so that is kind of the beginning of summer. And when I say the word summer, what I mean is people go on vacation. A high percentage of people are on vacation. So what that means is you have to kind of prepare yourself from a posting standpoint to start posting earlier in the day, especially during the week. I find that that's when people really get their core work done. That's when they're on the computers. In the afternoons, anything can happen. It doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. You want to kind of stay away from afternoon posting. And again, people say, well, where do you come up with this stuff? I'm not generalizing it. I come up with kind of traffic statistics. And you'll see that the traffic in the mornings is probably 25% higher than it is in the afternoon on Facebook in the afternoons. I can actually get you that traffic. There's actually some grids you can look at on Facebook to see generalized traffic. And for me personally, that's what I try to do. So tip number one for the summer, try to post between 9 and 11 in the morning. You're going to get more results, okay? Second thing, make sure when you're posting, there's a good sense of balance. And I'm just going to pull up this one agency here. These guys are in Maine. I don't think any of you are in Maine, but this is a full-service shop, and I just like what they do. I've done some consulting for them. And, again, if you guys just get a chance later, just go onto Facebook and type in Cheney Insurance Agency, and this page should come up. And just kind of scroll down, and you can see that they have a pretty good balance of posting, whether it's talking about, again, they're full-service, auto, home, life, commercial. They'll talk about life insurance. They'll talk about, wellness tips, some local things to keep an eye on. They'll even, do some stuff that isn't insurance related, Mother's Day. So that's where I want everyone to try to get to. I get very nervous when I see your pages and all you do 5 days a week is talk about health insurance, or all you do is talk about, critical illness. You really want to have some balance. It's very, very important. Not only that, and you'll see these guys do a pretty good job as well, every time you're posting something, you want to get into the habit of attaching a photo. You can see that they have a photo here, another photo here. I mean, I'm not saying every post they have has a photo, but you want to get in that habit of getting photos on there. So common question I get, well, Ken, where can I come up with funny photos that I can use for free? One of the things I've always done and I recommend is just go to Google and, type in, let's say you want to type in quick tip. You want a graphic that says quick tip. Just type in quick tip, right? Hit enter. And then up at the top here, you're going to see that there's some selections here, right? I'm kind of highlighting them. The second one says images, right? So all you have to do is click on images, and it'll bring up all the images for quick tips. Click on the image, right-click on it, hit save it to your desktop, then you can post that image. As long as you're just putting this stuff on Facebook, perfectly legal. You don't want to be putting that stuff on your website, but you can certainly put it on Facebook. So that's kind of my one of my pet peeves. I want to see more, more pictures. And people say, well, why do I need to have pictures? And the reason you want to have pictures is because, remember, guys, when you're posting, and I'll just pull up my feed here, when you're posting something, it is competing against all this other stuff on here. And if you just have a few lines of text, it is going to get overlooked. People are going to go immediately towards the chocolate chip cookies, right? They're going to go towards the money. They're not going to see, your 3 sentences that may be inspirational but just get missed because people are, remember, they're scrolling. When you're posting, your information is coming up on a ticker. So again, just to remind you, the importance of photos is it's big, and there's no excuse for just not going on and pulling up some. The second key thing that I've seen a lot of people hit the wall is you want to keep adding friends and fans on Facebook. You know, a lot of people will ask, you know, and I'll just pull up these guys again here if I can remember their page. Bear with me a second here. A lot of people will ask, well, how do these guys get so many likes, right? They got 1,100 likes. They didn't get those overnight. They've been constantly working on it. They've been constantly marketing their social media presence to their client base. And that's very, very important. So one of the first things you should kind of ask yourself is have we sent out an email to all of our clients telling them that we're using social media as a way to keep them up to date, to give them information, and to give them tips? That's a very important thing you got to do, is just kind of get that out to your client base. Because think about it logically. Social media, all it is a place that a lot of people go to and they pay attention to it. So that's good. We know they're going there and they're paying attention. So doesn't it make a lot of sense from a retention standpoint that you'd want to stay in front of your clients? You know, even if it's just a few posts a week, obviously. That's obviously why you'd want to use it. So most common question I tend to get, how do I get more fans? And in my opinion, how do I get more likes? I think really where you're going to be successful is marketing it off of Facebook, whether it's email marketing, sending out some sort of mailer. I think that's the key to really growing your distribution. And then finally, this is another important one, and this maybe is out of order. Just keep in mind the importance of getting what's called interaction. And and this Cheney page is a good one, because if you look at all the posts, look under the post, right? So here's the first post. We'll try to break it down here. Here's the first post. Under the post, there's a like, comment, and share button. Those are the buttons we want to see clicked, because when somebody clicks one of those buttons, that post then goes to all of that person's connections. It becomes viral. So you'll see that this one post had 1 like. This Susan Dale liked it. Okay, so that's not bad. At least they got something. But as we keep going down and looking at all the posts, you'll see this one got 3 likes. This one got 4 likes. This one got 6 likes. This one got 4 likes. This one got 5 likes, 3 likes, and a comment. So my point is it's pretty consistent. Consistently they're getting the interaction. That's very, very critical. And one of the things I always find is I'll get a call and someone will say, look, I'm not getting the results I was hoping for on social media. And we'll go look at their page, and every day they'll solicit. They'll say, hey, I can save you money on auto insurance. And it's every day. It's some sort of solicitation. And they are not getting any comments. They're not getting any likes. So it's almost like, you know, 2 of these things go together. Healthy balance of content. Remember the importance of likes, comments, and shares. Here's an agency that proves it. You know, full service shop. They're talking about insurance one day, but then they kind of have different content other days. So I think the importance of balance is what you're looking for. It's going to bring the results you want. What I find is a lot of agents, they're so geared up as salesmen that they forget, you know, the basics, which is you want people to pay attention to you, and in a good way. And we want to project ourselves to be the experts, the gurus. We want people to remember us, so when they have a life event and they need insurance, they call us or they refer us. We don't want people to typecast us as a salesman or as a solicitor. That's death on social media. And the final thing, and I think this one's a big one, this is really where you start to get results. You got to kind of hold yourself accountable. What does that mean? Well, what that means is, you know, I constantly will talk to people and I'll say, you know, what's going on? I'm not seeing too much activity with social media for your agency. And they'll say, well, I don't really understand it, so I don't do it. In my opinion, that's a bunch of garbage. If you're running your own business, you're accountable for the profit and loss of that business. And let's face it, this social media stuff's really serious now, really serious. We're in year 10. And I guess my point is that excuse that you don't understand it, it doesn't work anymore. It's 2014. If you were working for somebody else and you told them you didn't understand it, they'd fire you. So that's really the key to getting to the next level. Educating yourself. Come onto these webinars. I have a library of about 150 webinars. If there's any topic you need help on, email me. I'll send you the 10-minute webinar. You can watch it. It'll walk you through it. There's no point in feeling hopeless. We can certainly help you. Okay, so those are some of the do's. Some of the don'ts, and again, guys, I'm not just making this stuff up. I'm seeing a lot of you guys doing this stuff, and it's concerning me, and this is my way to communicate it out. Be very careful of what's called rapid posting. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that and I find that people who do the rapid posting tend to be the people that aren't consistent. So when I say rapid posting, it means you're going on to Facebook and you have a great article about healthcare reform. You post it. Then 30 seconds later, you post an update on what's going on with your auto insurance companies. And then 55 seconds later, you're telling people that the office is closed on Monday for Memorial Day. So my point is this. Stay away from posting multiple things in like a 5-minute span. You can certainly post once or twice or even 3 times a day. Just make sure they're spread out. Like, rule of thumb, if you post, you should wait at least an hour to post again. Okay, I see this a lot. And what ends up happening is the news feed will have 3 or 4 of yours in a row, and people tend to just immediately, they immediately tune it out, especially when it's all similar topic stuff. So just be careful of rapid posting. It's also looked at as a negative for SEO, so just be careful of that. Obviously, we've mentioned this already. Please be very careful of coming across as a solicitor. I know the salesman in you, you feel that it's your duty to try to make the sale. I'm telling you, you're not going to make any sales on social media. You're going to get referrals. You're going to get phone calls. You're going to get shared. People aren't going to buy it because they saw your post. So just try to stay away from that. It's 2014. Let's face it. It's become socially acceptable to hang up on a solicitor. And I tell this story all the time. My grandmother's 95 years old. She's still mentally there. She, in her mind, comes from a time when things were a little finer, right? So she always wants to be very socially correct. And if someone calls her up who's a solicitor, she'll slam the phone right down. Not because she's nasty, but because in her mind, it's socially acceptable to hang up on a solicitor. So when you go on social media and you are soliciting things, people typecast you as just a person trying to push a product. We want to stay away from that. We want to project ourselves to be the expert, project ourselves to be the guru, the consultant, the real high-level expert that people can go to for advice. That's going to equal referrals. Next, don't. Be very careful of this. I see a lot of this as well. Do not post the exact same thing on your personal page and your business thing, on your business page. So what does that mean? That means, let's say you got a good post. You got a new website. You're launching it. This is my personal page. I would have posted it there, then gone on to my business page and posted it here. The exact same thing. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to go to you want to post it on the agency page, okay? Then you want to go to the agency page, and at the bottom, under the post, you want to click on the share button, okay? And that will share it on your personal page. So if I click the share button here, it will let me share my business post on my personal page. This is a common mistake. It's a big mistake. So you don't want to get in the habit of posting on both pages at the same time. Just post it on the agency page and then share it to your personal page. And then finally, and this is kind of a general one, just be very heads up and conscientious about what you're posting. I've seen a lot of posts from you guys, just kind of anti-Obama stuff, and I'm chuckling because I'm sure there's a lot of things that we all agree with on some of these posts, but you do have to be very careful. because you don't know how viral your post could go and how many people are going to be seeing it. And even though your opinion may make a lot of sense, one of your clients may see it who disagrees, and it could cost you a client. So just be very careful. And again, we're in an industry that's tough. I get it. It's very competitive. Unfortunately, the government gets involved a lot with a lot of the products. I totally understand it, but you can't use social media as a place to vent. You have to kind of, let's put it one way. The expert insurance agency at social media, they're very, very smart about what type of information they release and what information they don't release. You don't want to go on there and vent. Even on your personal profile, you have to be careful of that because people can find it. So anyway, guys, hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate your time. Next week, we've got a really good LinkedIn webinar. And, as always, I'll put this on YouTube, and you can certainly rewatch it. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.